Greetings, Sanbonani, Dumelangi, Abusheni, Rorocha. Hello out there once again. It's your boy AKAY coming to you with episode number 16 of the Real Talk with AKAY. And joining us on this episode is Yola. As you are all aware that it's actually Pride Month at the moment. We are celebrating our pride, who we are, embracing our sexualities. So we're actually going to be raising awareness about like such issues on this episode. And joining me in studio, it's Yola, and with her on that couch is my co-host Lerato. But then I will actually let Yola give us like a short background, a background overview of who she is and what she's doing at the moment. So without wasting any further time, I think let me just do that. Hey Yola.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, let me start by introducing myself. I'm popularly known as Yola Mugel, but I go... Huh? Yes, Yola Mugel. But my real name is Nkanyola Mahlogonolo Sekgobela. I was born and raised in Kagiso, you know. That's my hometown, that's where I grew up. And currently I'm just a network marketer for popular cosmetic companies like Avon, Justine, and Everest Lane. That's what I do, you know, for a living. You know, that's what I'm doing at the moment, you know, Kazama. I haven't made it there, but, you know, one step at a time, you know, we're getting there. Yeah, so I'm like the guest speaker here, so I've like come to talk about like my sexuality and just really give insight into the LGBTI. I get awareness month, so I'm here to bring awareness and the little 2 cents that I know, and as a proud active LGBTI member in Kagiso.
So let's start from the bottom, the whole of it, yeah? How did you come out?
How did I come out? OMG, that is the most hilarious story ever. I just recently discovered that like I was gay. My cousin from my mother's side recently came out as lesbian. I was like, okay,
opportunity.
If my girl can come out in the Bundus, they in like Limpopo, I'm like, hey, if she can have the strength to do that, I mean, like, why not me? Bona. I'm the December holidays. Like, to me, like, this is who you are. I'm like, to me, I won. Bona, she tried to hook me up and everything. I came out and Bona, and I never
hook you up in the sense of getting a partner.
Hey, I came out immediately. So as I came back, I came back and obviously it was time to go to school. I can now first day, first period. Here's the Ngozi, here's the sauce. Like, I'm actually gay. I recently discovered that about myself. I was like, but I haven't told anyone. Guess what? Just guess what? Just as I'm saying that, some guy, he's walking past, he's just eavesdropping on our conversation, and he's like, what? You are gay? And I couldn't take it back. But then I owned it. Summer same time. It was like, whoa, did I just come out before I was ready? But it was like, I can't stop now. And I just read it. Like, and I wrote it like a rocket. I blasted off. I didn't come out. I blasted out like a rocket, bruh.
So how was the reaction from your family side, your friends, people you grew up with?
It was, you know, both positive and negative if you really see about it. But obviously you're gonna meet a lot of like negative reactions, you know, because you know being gay is not considered the norm, as you all know.
Right now, society is actually
it's a taboo. It's considered. It's been historically seen as a taboo. So like, you know, whether you deviate from the hetero norm, it's kind of like, whoa, you start raising flags, and then you receive a kind of like discrimination, like some kind of stigma, you know, like a treatment, you know. So it's but there are some people who embrace it. You know, it goes both ways, you know, like it's not all bad, if I could say. I think also I'm coming from a perspective where I grew up in South Africa, you know, where we have one of the most liberal constitutions in the world, you know, quite remarkable. But it's not all, you know, so that's what I can say. It was both good and negative.
So like as you're saying, like it was both good and negative, like coming out, and in most cases, you know, like members of society always have something to say with such things, like unjan. So like, how did that make you feel like those opinions of society, or did you shut them out? Like, how did you cope with that phase? Because at the moment, someone might actually be out there looking to come out, but then they are scared of like society's opinions. So how do they go about dealing with like those negative thoughts and comments? I meant to say.
No, it's a hard process. Hey, like, I'm not gonna lie, it is a very hard process to develop that thick skin. It's not always easy, okay, but like, I've cried myself to sleep many times. So, yeah, no, like, it gets that deep. I understand that. You know, it's even, I feel like it's even sadder if you prolong coming out. You know, because then you never give your chance to live a full, fulfilling life. And then you just die a little inside. And it's not an easy process. It's but things are getting better. This is what Jiggy. And they are already.
This new generation, like, it's
we
actually finding it easier to accept.
Then, like,
it's not like our fathers, those norms that were created. So
true. Times are changing. Times are becoming more progressive, you might say that. And it's just, it's amazing, really. It's amazing. But the fight never really stops. The fight never really stops. You always have to be there at the forefront and just like keep on doing us. Like, every single person who lives openly about who they are, whether their gender identity or sexual orientation, it doesn't matter. They are representing and they're fighting the good fight just by being them. They're being heroes.
I get that. That is amazing. That is beautiful. But tell me more about those we call Abu After 9. What exactly is that?
Okay.
I'm sure people would love to know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm one of them.
The After 9. The After 9. You know, yeah, it's a good thing. The After 9 phenomenon, you could say it's like a backlash of, you know, people trying to be themselves, you know, in a society where they really can't. So they are forced to just live out in the dark, like in secret, and having these double lives. I think that is that is the manifestation of what we call the After 9 culture, where you get like straight men
Who are married?
who are either married
Are they straight?
You know, they could not. Sometimes you get like they're not even straight; they're actually really just gay, and it's just all pretentious, just to put up this facade of being.
It's the pressure.
normal.
I think.
Yeah,
it's
the
because
pressure.
of the pressure that
It's a
comes
social
from, like,
pressure.
society.
It is to conform to the norm, what society like considers moral, moral and ethical. You know
So
what I mean?
when you look in your gay community,
Yes.
out of all the conversations and the stories you've heard from your gay sisters, your gay brothers, who do you think contributes the most in your lives? Like, in the sense of, is it your family that pushes you to depression most of the time, or is it your friends? Which one is just contributing the most into the pain? Which factor
I would
do you
say
think is the toughest?
it's family, because with family, unlike friends, you can't change. You can't change family. You know, it's like, I think that's where it really hits home. Because, you know, I feel like as a strong individual, you're like, if my friends don't accept me as who I am, you know what, get out of cover and I'll get new friends. But with family, you can't do that. You get disowned and then it's that. But at the end of the day, I don't even feel like that is the end of the road. You know, you can be disowned by a family and still lead a good life. You know, maybe later in life, you know, they can rekindle their love and reconcile. You know, but yeah, you know, just at the end of the day, you have to live your own truth.
Okay, let me just ask this out of like curiosity, and like in most cases, guys go out and with your friends to clubs, such vibes, and so when you are in such areas, maybe for instance, let's just say you are here by Bram, maybe by what's this gun, Kitcheners or that. So when you are there, how do you actually spot, like, you know, those low-key gay niggas, gay gents, you know,
those after nines?
Yeah, but then with such events, I get that there's actually clubs for like gay people, So, like, how do you actually get? Because, like, I've seen like people actually getting into fights because of maybe a gay was hitting on a guy. Then now the guy is taking it personally.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
what
going.
kind of stories?
Like maybe you're in a club, maybe a gay just starts hitting on a straight guy. Such assumptions, and then the guy maybe takes it personal. Such vibes, you see.
Oh, okay.
Like, so have you ever been
How do you see this?
How do you
that this
spot
person
out is the gaydar?
the
That's what we call
I-
gaydar.
I have a nice gaydar.
How do you
Don't
fine
I?
tune? Yeah, you have a very good gaydar.
Right?
You have a very good. You can always see them. Basically, what I do, you just observe a little, you know. Such NPC, observe. You will see the hint. You will see the little signs, nyana. You know, the
What are the little signs?
Yeah.
Is it like some? Are they like
some eye winking. You know,
Oh.
like.
Yeah, winking.
Yeah, but it's like low key. It's like
Animal.
in the way you wouldn't like you really yeah, and then you can hook up afterwards and you can exchange numbers and then it's a hookup. But that's mostly what they want after night is a hookup.
So have you gotten into any quarrel of you mistakenly thinking that a person is gay only to find out they're not?
No, I haven't.
So you have a good gaydar.
No, I just let them do the hunting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Girls should learn that. Girls should learn that. Really.
So
Okay, that is interesting. So tell me, with related to career, do you sometimes feel like you don't get certain job opportunities because of your sexuality? Does that sometimes happen?
Yeah, I feel like that it does, but you know, luckily for me in the industry that I want to get into, it's that none of that matters really. It's just a matter of how good your work is, you know. Yeah, so I think that's my privilege. But you know, I can only imagine what other LGBTIQ plus members go through on a daily basis as they are trying to, you know, seek employment or advance their career, but they are discriminated, you know, in the workplace, which it just really can be very psychologically damaging. Yeah. So it's a real problem that we need to
like
fix.
from like your own perspective,
My
your
own
own point of view,
Okay.
what would you suggest like managers at like workplace environments can actually do to accommodate young guys? Because I've seen in some of like working environments that actually don't have like a friendly working environment. You are forced to live inside a box, like hiding who you are. And I know like you see the LGBTQ plus community, y'all are free spirited people, y'all are wild, and such spaces actually like suppresses that. So how do you think managers, CEOs, leaders can actually better the environment to accommodate y'all guys?
Like have more awareness seminars, you know, like have like training to educate like their staff members, their colleagues, like just like how they did with the whole you know, the whole sexual harassment and rehabilitation program where they you know, human resources came and did like focus groups.
There's a police
exactly, and they should do the same thing and make awareness in terms of the LGBTI, you know. Yeah,
This is amazing.
it is it's a very deep and
just a nice point now, I guess. You know, I know that we have certain types of lesbians. You know, we have certain types of gays. Do you mind just sharing that with
breaking
us?
that down
So that I know if my
Okay.
son is the bottom of something, what's going on? What is that?
Okay, so within the gay community, there are basically 3 distinctions of gay roles that a gay man can play. The first one is the bottom. The bottom is the partner in the relationship that gets penetrated and tends to be more submissive than
That hence bottom.
bottom.
It's called bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the
Yeah, I'm
bottom.
learning, right?
And
It's
then
the bottom.
there is a top. A top is the one who's more dominant, more masculine.
Then daughter.
Yeah, then daughter, the one that does
The least.
Mkhonto Wesizwe. Yeah. And then we have our versatiles. Hence the word.
That sounds
thing.
fun.
That sounds fun.
You can do anything.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah, you are just.
Nice.
You are the pitcher and you are the pitch. So it goes well. So they do both ways. They're like our bisexual within the gay community.
So just by guessing, let me just say you are versatile.
Yeah. No, I'm not versatile. Are you
No,
asking? No, I'm
she's
bottom.
bottom. You are bottom.
Yeah, I
Nah,
am
it was because of the energy. You see, like the energy you have. And maybe I thought maybe you were about. So, like, okay, I get like society has a problem with like okay the LGBTQ members, but hey, their main problem, the religious leaders, guys. Like that's one thing I'm actually interested in. Like, how has like from your own side that has been like the treatment, like when you go to church, how do they treat you when you at church? Like,
now, honestly speaking, I don't know if maybe I'm oblivious or not, but I don't receive any kind of negative treatment from like the church I grew up in. I understand. So it's more of a less of like I mind my own business, and then they just leave me alone. I'm never really bothered, but I do get the gist of the question that you're trying to ask. Because like, you know, religion has always been weaponized against the LGBTI. It's been used to slander them and just we take it in bona. Like hell no.
Like,
so
they didn't create even Steve.
But yeah, such things. But at the same time, if you really look at the scripture of the Bible, it does support like the LGBTI. Like nobody is perfect at the end of the day.
Can you please even like reference that scripture for them so that they must know? They must know.
Which one?
So in scripture.
I don't know that Bible that way. What are you doing to me?
I thought maybe
nobody is perfect, and we shall not judge. Okay, only God is the judge.
But we know that scripture, I guess. So yeah, no.
I feel like a person is allowed to actually debate the nobody's perfect and we shouldn't judge. It says again, if you feel that a member in your society or anything is doing something bad, you are supposed to reprimand them. Can they use that as backup for whatever they say? Don't you think they can?
True, they can. This way,
But let's not forget that when you reprimand someone, there has to be like something wrong that they have done. I'll cause them So what's wrong about being like a gay or being a trans? But
I'm just saying it in the way they
understand.
Yeah, they could actually say that. So your wedding, if you do get married in the future, are you wearing a dress or are you wearing a suit?
I've always pictured myself wearing a dress. Yeah, no, like it's gonna be amazing. Something to do with peacocks. Yeah, peacock feathers. Yeah, no, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be very amazing. No, I've always seen myself. I don't even see myself like, oh my gosh, wearing a suit. No, no, I'm not gonna wear a suit. I'm not even gonna wear white. Why should I wear a white dress?
Okay, I wanna get to this part again of how do we address? Because I know there's certain gay people that don't want to be addressed as choma or chomi or
chomi.
How do I know when to not address you as such? Is it from your dress code?
I think it's just by asking. That's the most politest thing that you can do. Is like, is it okay if I can? You know, and then if you feel like sharp and then stress, then yeah, you can. But if then just don't go there, you know. But it goes limo to like how moto oswan you can't just approach a person and just assume, but you know it is offensive because it's more like stereotyping us, you know. Yeah.
From that I wanna ask this. What is the weirdest question a person has ever asked you because you're gay?
I wouldn't say it's weird. I think it's basically obvious and it's a very obvious question, but they couldn't properly address it like properly. But I think would just come to you is like, so it's like, whoa, okay, and then like, yeah, just like that, like they address it to no hi, hello, no, so what you and it's like, okay, fine, okay, like Yeah, so that's just weird. That was the weirdest one. It's like, oh, dude. Oh.
I feel like the other ones would be sit down.
Yeah, you get such questions,
stand
you know.
up.
You do get such questions, and yeah, no, it's just terrible. Yeah, it goes like awareness, you know. They don't know. They are coming from a place of ignorance, so it's best for us to just educate, you know. It's too saddening in that regard, and not be afraid to speak out about such matters.
From your side, like what has been like the biggest challenge you have faced ever since like you come out like living freely, but then we do know for personality challenges that you face that maybe you know you might not actually want to speak up on them, but then I'm just asking like maybe that one challenge you say too, because you know with this journey it's a lot.
I guess the most difficult part I've faced through this journey was actually the bullying aspect, especially in high school, because I came out at a very young age. I came out in high school, so you can imagine that scenario. So that's where I saw the most. And another thing that is maybe concerning, as you know, like our country has basically a GBV epidemic going on. It doesn't just affect girls, you know. Sometimes like it also affects the LGBTI, especially lesbians.
So
No,
not like that. I think it's from external parties.
From other members of society.
Yes.
To put it, they would sexually assault lesbians, even gay people, or even kill them. We've heard stories. So
Yes.
so I think that is also the dangers that we might face out there. To be honest, but so far I haven't really been worried because I try not to put myself in risky situations. So I understand. So I go out, but I don't go out as much. But I understand that. So it's just keeping precautions and being safe. So tough.
And then in a relationship, this is very. I'm sorry, but I need to do this. In a relationship,
Yeah, she's spilling the tea.
How do you? You know, there's guys that will date you and not want to come out themselves. You know, and I'm assuming you'd want everybody to know who's your partner. And how has that challenged you in relationships? Like having to be with a man, and the man's like, "Oh no, we ain't going out. I ain't. You know, people must know me as straight." How does that emotionally challenge you?
It's very draining. I went through a roller coaster with that. You know, it's because at the end of the day, it's what you want is what you want, and if you like that's coming from my personal experience, I've always wanted to be with an openly gay man and have a relationship because I see nothing wrong with my relationship. I understand. So that's my relationship model, and that's how I view things. So if I'm gonna be with someone who also feels the same way, if it's not like that, then it's not gonna work. So I dated a few guys and it was just not working. It's just not working. Like I couldn't compromise. I couldn't come to a place of compromise because like, no, I can't have you in the closet and I'm in the closet. Like it has a lot of conflict. So it doesn't work. But there are some people who do it, who date someone who is in the closet, and if it works for them, then I've been there. Try that. Got the t-shirt now. Don't fit no more. So
the t-shirt don't fit no more. Look really like it. How can we actually get members? Not like I'm all about society. I'm all about society. So how can we actually get members of society from Bomadala and Bomagreza who have this stereotype of this idea of the LGBTQ community expressing themselves? How do we get them to actually start embracing this is something that we need to accept, it's here to stay whether we choose? So how do we get them to actually stop killing young guys out there, such things?
Okay.
I feel like it's something that we just practice. If you practice it, it's there. it's a situation of now. They will automatically just adapt if they don't understand we have a generation that's coming by. That's where we now open up to this, like we are now. This is us actually educating people that it's okay to be gay. It's fine for your son to be gay. It's fine for your grandson to be gay. It's okay to be lesbian. It's normal. You know, it's not that much of taboo anymore. Understanding that, honestly, the society right now is definitely not like the society when our grandmothers were 16 years old. So we just need to just live up to it. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, embrace the new normal, because what I wanted to say was we've already, like, a majority of South Africans have already accepted us. Like, we are very respectful. Okay, for coming from my personal, I'm a very respectful person according to the elders. You know, Ubuntu, just showing that I've already like I've been accepted by my community at large. I'm not gonna lie about that, but it's just a matter of just like also us opening up and just being present and being part of the community and being inclusive. I think eventually they understand who to know, like, yeah, no, this person is a person like this. Even children, you think they are not as smart, but they're very smart and they understand the situation and what's going on. So we are progressive. We are actually moving to a society where we are being accepted as an LGBTI community. You know, we are all accepted. Yeah, it's just a matter of being open and just being you.
So, just to get deeper into this a bit, for a person who doesn't understand, what exactly happens with the Pride Walk? I know you guys have this Pride thing going on. What goes on there? So,
Pride is an annual event that happens all around the world, actually. Usually around just spring, as you can know, like our colors. Basically, we just gather and have a march, like, and just have a parade, like a gay pride parade, where we just celebrate being open and being free and just being us and fighting for our rights. It's very empowering and it's so nice. It's just one big party.
Have you been to one?
I haven't been to one. Can you imagine? But I can only imagine. I haven't been to one, and now it's COVID-19, so you can only imagine if I'm gonna be to one.
Thanks again for being part of the community, for listening to us. Don't forget to click on that follow button. So guys, as we were saying, I was about to ask, with reference to like this whole LGBTQ plus thing, like, what does it actually mean? What does it actually represent to someone out there, Bomago or maybe Machayama, who are actually like, okay, LGBTQ plus, what's that?
The LGBTQI plus. So the plus is like our accept of Yo, we don't know as fully. We are a lot. And there's some, we are rare. You know, there's the ones who are majority, and then there is the minority of our community who so they have that rare. Omnisexual, pansexual, some are demisexual, some are asexual.
Okay, I get those ones.
Exactly, but the most common, the L is for the lesbians. Lesbians are women who are attracted to women, you know. And then within the lesbian community, there is a butch, who is the
handsome ones.
The butch.
The what?
The butch.
Oh, the butch.
Yes, the butch. I get a gaba unpick for who wants to play the feminine, the Mosadi role, who plays the daughter, you know.
So the butch is the daughter.
The butch is the daughter. Oh, it's got that story. Able butch, meat. Do you understand? And the vela, they tend to be very.
What is
no
is the daughter? The masculine. It's masculinity. Yeah.
So you feel like straight guys, those are the ones they should watch out for, because.
No, don't put it like that.
Oh,
because,
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no, they are making waves, eh? Yeah, no, butchers make waves. So yeah, so that's that. And then there is your fame. And then you have your femmes. Your femmes are your feminine lesbians, basically. So I say lady lipstick, get my lipstick, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, it's like the inner. It's cute. Expose the secret. It's their inner nickname. Yeah, their lipsticks. So between there, just like body gang, I think our top and our bottom and our versatile, our verse. Look all the lesbian. Okay, and never in the middle, Baba Vita, the studs. You know, their studs.
What is that?
A stud is like basically you're in between a butch and a femme, lesbian. Yeah, but they are.
Okay.
I understand, yes. And they tend to be bisexual half of the time, eh?
Oh,
yeah,
so they will date men and
exactly,
women, and then they'll do the act of a femme and also of a butch.
Exactly. So that's that.
Okay.
And then we have our gay. Because it's like explain the LG. I explained the gay one. So I'm just gonna move along to the bisexual one. So bisexual are people who are attracted to both sexes. Exactly. They're attracted to both sexes. Exactly. And the most of after nights you get bisexual. Actually, most of my friends, that's where you get that. Don't understand? They're attracted. They equally, maybe some to 1 degree more than the other. Mara is it's an attraction to both. They go both ways. Don't understand? And then we get your transgender, like your transgender, your transsexual. Now I feel like in the LGBTI, like the LGB. It explains more of a person's sexual orientation, who they are attracted to romantically and sexually. How do you go your T and QI part? We start getting into the subject of gender expression. I also like a sexual orientation, like who you are attracted to, who do you want to do, the things that need to be done in the bedroom. Understand? It's more about how a person expresses them, like by expressing themselves, whether masculine or feminine, which is the spectrum. So when we get into that, okay, I'm a transsexuals. Right? Transsexuals are people who feel like they were born in the wrong body. Yes, the ones who drink hormonal pills, that go through hormonal treatment to actually basically to transgend from one gender. No, those ones dress up. They love the flair of cross-dressing. It's just basically they just cross. It's another. You could say it's our another subculture.
I think there was once a storyline go generation. Who's this kid?
Wandile. Exactly. Wandile was the sister Waga. Who said Zola? Is it Zola?
I'm saying the sexual orientation. What was going on there? Was he a drag queen? Was he?
It started from being a drag queen.
He started from being straight acting and then being gay, right? And then actually, I think transgending.
And then actually, he went for transgending, like when he went to Japan and they actually did the whole surgery and then came back as a chick, like a whole chick. So like,
it's as I say, like coming out is you could say it's a discovery process. Some people it fell fast, some people it's lappy, and we all start from different starting points. So I understand that. Some from the sexual orientation part, or some from the gender expression part. So yeah, and then you have that transgender. Those are our transgenders, and then our queers. The Q. Yes. Q basically our queers is basically a catch-all term. Actually, it's actually a catch-all term for everyone who does not conform to the binary gender. You can't tell anymore. They are gender benders. Cross-dresser. Drag queens. Understand? You can't tell is this a man or is this a female. Understand? But it's not really biological. It's more like the way Baparanga thing, and their fashion, like by the way Baparanga thing is more androgynous.
So is it possible for someone to be like into this whole cross-dressing thing?
Yeah.
And they're not date like maybe gays, but still like hate on like straight people. Is it possible?
You mean like a straight person ever like
who's into
cross-dressing?
Yeah.
It is a thing. That's the thing. It does not necessarily mean if you're a cross-dresser you are automatically a homosexual or a bisexual. You could be straight.
I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that. That's cool.
That's the misconceptions we have, because at the end of the day, you could be a man but not exactly want to dress manly.
For instance, like, I think it's also because of like society, how society.
Exactly.
You know, like,
but they want you to
men in
conform into this
Scotland actually
binary.
wear skirts.
Yes.
Irish men. Like,
Irish men, exactly. It's a thing.
But do it go South Africa? No,
You can't do that.
like,
Exactly. And if you check in prehistoric times, like in Greece and like Rome, never paradi tunic. Men used to wear tunics. Exactly. Those robes. So it does not. I understand. It's basically it's many factors. It's cultural and it's. You understand that that's the thing. There's so many things to unpack that you can't. We need to get out of the box. But this LGBTI thing, we just accommodating the greater society. Those who doesn't know, we shouldn't even be, because nothing is set in stone. Sexuality, it's so fluid, you know. Can't be one thing. You know, sometimes you can only a straight guy and have sex with a gay guy, but it doesn't mean that you like you are gay. No, maybe you were just curious. No experiment.
Curiosity killed the cat.
But a cat has 9 lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and then Nikita for the eye, our intersex. Those I feel like the most those are the little we know about them. And if you can remember, it made waves the time when Caster Semenya was blowing up as a professional athlete. Remember the scandals, like she was being inspected. Yeah, she was being inspected like of a genitalia, whether this person is she a man or a woman.
She's a man.
In that regard, Caster Semenya was actually a woman. Was actually a woman with male genitalia, with a little bit of male genitalia, hence her more you could say masculine build and more her stature, as you know. But yeah, but she's actually an intersex woman, and what's happened done like over the time is that whenever like a woman like would give birth to a child, and then the nurses can't tell whether the person has a vagina or like the parent tend to choose, okay, no, like,
is that possible?
Yeah, they can do it. They can they change the gender of the child. And sometimes it's gonna, maybe if they make a mistake, okay, maybe like a penis instead you were supposed to have a vagina, it fucks you up. It fucks you up, you know, like you become more womanly, like.
I'm just
excuse my language. So yeah, so now there's a law actually that's been passed that if you do give birth to an intersex child, you should let them have like grow with both genders, like both genitalia, and then they will make the decision of their own, like to get surgery, like when they're 18.
Someone can just keep it.
Exactly. So that's the more ethical way to go. But yeah, you can see that like we are diverse. We are very diverse as the LGBT, as people, Jay, as the like our approach to gender expression and sexuality must really change. But half of the thing that holds us back is because of our traditions, our culture, the way we brought our upbringing. One understand that the ways like society and civilization kind of like progressed in a way, like the way we kill it. That's why we're here. But things got changed. You know?
So like
it's gonna be
speaking of change and tradition. Like there are those old cultural norms that we carried on for the veil, and like we are not supposed to be maybe dating the same genders. And like looking at back from there till now, like do you see any changes in terms of like how society has accepted y'all guys actually starting from that like
yeah, I get what you're saying, but I feel like you repeated the same question. Nah. But if you want to see, okay, let me just say in a more generalized sense, we have more frequent media presence than before.
Yes.
As you can, that's how I can say that as the LGBTI community, we are more accepted and we have more awareness because we are represented more on media, commercial media.
Let's not forget that at the end of the day, you might be well represented on all these like commercial media platforms.
Yes.
What about like the real life interactions? Like, has there been like you know, it's for instance, it's actually much more easier to preach about something on social media. I can be like, yeah, Pride Month. While I know Hona, I'm against that. like whenever there's like maybe a gay person around me, like I start giving them looks like, okay, so, oh, yeah.
But we have changed, like we say, we have changed in a sense.
And we are still changing.
We are still changing in a sensibility. In the mall right now, it is not, you know how you would tell a person about, to be honest, you would tell a person about autism, 80% of the world would be like, what? But if you mention gay, and this person is gay, this person is whatever, it's okay to walk gay in a mall. That's how we've changed. It's okay to walk with your partner who's the same sex as you. That's okay. Yes, you're gonna get looks, but honestly speaking, nowadays you get more people supporting the LGBTQ team more than a person who's like, why is Annie?
Yeah, true that.
Understand?
Exactly.
So we have grown in that sense.
In that
And
sense.
That's what I actually like wanted to like ask, like in terms of like what are some of the changes?
Oh no,
But
no.
then she actually touched on them, you know.
Yeah.
We have been accepting, like, but accepting, you know. It's just that holiday, those few ones, you know, they will do like nasty things and target you when you are alone, you know, at night, when you're most vulnerable and in a compromising situation. Who, if they feel negative against you, will target and capitalize on that. So the greater community, it has accepted the LGBTQI, but not everybody, and like I understand this. So we still need to keep on educating ourselves really about this whole community.
I feel like another thing that happened earlier on, I feel like parents in the upbringing of gay or lesbian children or transgender, whatever, you must understand that a child is allowed to grow out of the box that you have given to them. You know, if a son wants to paint their nails, let the son paint their nails. If the son wants to do more cooking, let the son do more cooking. Sometimes it's not even because that they are like that, they in that society, but because it's just, you know, they just like doing it.
For instance, I'm still going to enjoy cooking sparkle.
Exactly.
I mean, we all gotta
stop
eat.
that stigma, you
We
know,
all gotta eat.
a man must not do this. You know, that's where I feel like it makes it hard for people to come out to say, you know what, I'm gay.
Gender roles.
Yeah,
It's
gender roles. You
roles.
can't be doing. You can't be playing with girls.
Can't be playing with dolls. Exactly. Such things need to stop. O tlogele ngwana, ha ngwana re ke batla koloi e le ngwenyana. Bo rekele koloi. Exactly. So it shouldn't
But,
be like
yeah,
that's maybe you see how society is changing. I understand it's no longer a big deal, but you know, when I as a boy go play with boys, go play soccer, go stick fight. That's what
Stick fight.
but you oh my
But
God.
anyway, just in conclusion, I feel that we have spoken a lot.
Yeah, we've
And you know, we have unpacked. I'd love for you to actually motivate or leave a few words for like a person who hasn't come out or who's still trying to figure out if they love girls more or men more, or you know,
And
how would
while you on it, can you like please like also add like some of like the helplines that actually people can call, because you know people tend to go like to depression, maybe you're relating to like coming out. So can you also please like suggest maybe organizations that can actually help with like this whole thing of like coming out, assisting you like with sitting down with family members. The family that is one about that. Yours was accepting, maybe told like other it's another story.
Okay, that was a loaded question, you guys.
you are amazing.
Firstly, I would like to start off giving advice to the LGBTI, whether you have, mostly speaking to those who are still finding themselves, and be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself and learn to get to know yourself. And in that regard, learn to love yourself. See yourself for who you truly are and be the best of that you can be. That's it. Love yourself completely. And not just gay people in the LGBTI struggle with this, even straight people struggle with this. As you all know, body shaming, it's a thing. I understand that. So we all struggle. We need to come to a place where we learn to love ourselves completely, and we give people the opportunity to grow and be themselves and not be terrible human beings and put each other down. Hence, no to the Black Twitter movement. You guys are wrong. wrong. Wrong.
Keep your opinions to yourself.
Exactly.
We
so
don't care this side.
I'm not saying anything.
Betray us, Judas.
I'm just like
Betray us, Judas. It's fine. So yeah, I'm a helplines. Yo, dude, no way. Okay, I'm a helplines. I used to be part of an organization called Anuva Health for Men. So basically, what Anuva Health for Men does, it had a peer group program where it would take LGBTIQ people, educate them, and then go out there and tell the public while offering condoms, while offering lubricants to everybody, and while also and it was a project that I was busy with. It came out. No, we've accomplished. We have done it. So we have Hell is actually good point. It's PrEP. What's call it? Pre-exposure prophylaxis. Actually, it's a new drug that's been formed to combat and assist us in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Basically, what you do, you need to take 1 tablet a day, and then after 7 days, it gets to boost your immune system.
For some awkward reason, I feel like she's promoting PrEP now.
My inner sales queen came out,
Yes.
like
Just marketing.
yeah, marketing. So yeah, no, that's what we did, and so I was part of this organization, and it was really cool. And then it just kind of like fizzled out. But there are other organizations. It's just that I don't know of. The one that I do know of though is the Gayton Foundation, run by Sipho Tlabini, right here in Kagiso actually. So yeah, so it's what he does is go educate children and have like assemblies and educate about the LGBTI, because his cause is centered around how most of the LGBTQI people tend to leave school because they are being bullied. Hence I said I also went through the same bullying experience and I know how hard it is. So he has a really good foundation going on. So yeah, that's where you can go, but there's a lot out there you can Google.
So like before we actually let you go, just in case like one of the Real Talkers community members there has a question for you, how can they get in touch with you? Like,
all right. Basically, y'all can get me on Facebook. That's like my legit social media platform. My handle is Makahonolo Yola Sukobela. Just send a friend request and I'll get back to you. And you can also get me on my WhatsApp, which is 067-834-7115, and leave hi or just highlight by WhatsApp, and then I'll get back to you with any questions that you might want.
Yeah, but just for safety reasons, you are taken, right? No.
Yeah, no, like proper, no, like no, I not don't hook up.
It's like she knows, like you are taken.
No, yeah, I know.
Don't
like,
forget that.
No, it's not about that. It's about like you're learning information about the LGBTQI, so I'll point you in the right direction.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you
nice
so much.
talking
We
to
spilled the tea, guys. But
so guys, that's it from our side. It's been quite a pleasure and an honor chilling with Yola in studio as we're busy unpacking this whole thing LGBTQ plus. So like, before I actually let you go, let me just say thank you once again for being part of our community. It really means a lot as we are busy starting out, busy trying to climb through the podcasting rates. So it really means a lot. We appreciate it. Hey, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe button, and do follow us on all our social media platforms and podcasting platforms. Other than that, it's your boy AKAY and your co-host Peaches signing out.
Happy Pride Month!
Woo!